Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how I build RC car ramps. I'm going to give you all the measurements. I'm going to show you exactly what I do, why I do it, and how I do it. Before you even start building your ramp, there's several things you need to keep in mind. You need to think about the RCs you're going to be jumping off of it, and you need to think about the kind of jumps you want to get off of that ramp. The angle is very important. As you increase the angle of this ramp, it's going to be harder and harder on the suspension of the RC, so you need to keep that in mind. As you increase the angle, you get more height. You also get further jumps all the way up until you hit 45 degrees. Once you get 45 degrees, that's going to give you the longest jump, but anything over that, you're going to start losing distance, but you're going to gain height. Also, that's going to put more impact on the vehicle when it lands. If you are jumping straight up and coming straight down, it's going to be very hard on your vehicle. So if you want to land and keep on going and keep your momentum going, you need to bring the angle down so that when you land, it's a very short and soft landing. You just keep on going. This is all the wood I got today for this ramp. I got, oh great, I better hurry, huh? So I got 3 pieces of plywood that is real thin. This is going to allow it to bend to the curve I need. I've got this really thick piece of plywood. This is a 1/2 inch thick piece of plywood, and I'm going to cut it straight like an angle, and then I'm going to cut the curve out of that. This is going to be the 2 sides, and then these are going to be the braces that are inside the ramp. This is the sketch that I did. The idea is that this is going to be 45 degrees. That's what I decided my ramp angle is going to be. This is going to curve gradually. That way you can preload your suspension here, and then it'll let it loose here and give you some really nice jumps. The ratio of this ramp is 1 to 2. So for every 1 foot is 2 feet long. So it's going to be 2 feet high, and it's going to be 4 feet long. I got it marked for the first cut. I'm going to cut this one right in half. Alright, there's the 2 halves. The lengths I need to cut 2x4s is going to be whatever this is minus an inch. So it's 48 inches wide. I need to cut the 2x4s at 47 inches. That way it gives space for the ends of the plywood. 0% chance to rain all day long. It was gorgeous outside. Now it's pouring. I guess I'll be building the ramp in my shop. Measure this at 47 inches. I lined it up on the other end. I'm going to mark it right here and cut this end off. Finally stopped raining, the sun came out. While it was raining, I went ahead and cut down all the boards. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and trace out where I want this board to be to support. That's where I want the support to be. I'm going to screw both these together. I'm going to line them up. I'm going to screw them together. That way, when I do that curve cut, I'll be cutting them both exactly the same. Clamp it down. I'm not clamping to the table, I'm just clamping it to itself. This is going to be the 45-degree angle here at the very end of the ramp. I'm going to use this bar that I bought. It's just a rod you can get at Home Depot. I'm going to bend it to the curve that I want. And I'm going to trace a line, and that way I can have the curve, and then at the end of it I can have the flat spot for the 45-degree angle. I clamped this rod at the very end in the place that I wanted it. I'm going to mark right above the rod. I'm going to take this, I'm going to bend it so that it gives me a nice smooth line. There we go. That's gonna be the curve of our ramp. I'm always excited when I get to use my jigsaw. Well, there it is. It looks kind of like a funky angle, doesn't it? I guess we have to see how good it works. All right, so the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to put one of them down here, and then I'll put a second one, and then the third one, I'll cut it and make it fit up top. So I need to decide where I want the supports to be at. Of course, one of them I'm going to have right here. This one I'll have as far as down as I can get it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it even with this side up here. Not the bottom, but the top. This one I'm kind of do the same thing. I'm going to get as far to the top as I can. Make sure it's flat and flush with this edge. That way, these will be nice and flush with the edge. So when I put the decks on there, they'll fit straight. The supports that go in the middle, I'm going to do that by deciding exactly where I want this to go. I'm going to have it right there. Let's move that on the table a little better. There we go. Like that. This is where it comes to, just about there. So that's where I'm gonna have the middle to support at. This one looks like it's going to be right about here, so I'll have two supports real close up there, but that'll be fine. Make sure this is about as flush as I can get it. Like that. And this one I'll do the same thing. I'll do one more right here. Yeah, that way we can screw that one down. Now I got that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it across like this. Now we're going to mark these on this side according to these lines. Alright, so the easiest way to get these on there by yourself is to get these started. Then you can hold them up. Oh, I gotta do this left-handed. This is gonna be rough. I really need a friend. I'm gonna do something different. There we go. Bring that to the edge. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to drill these in just a little bit so that I can just hold the boards up and just punch them in real easy. I went ahead and got all the screws in. I did it on both sides. That way I can just hold the board over here and screw it in really easily. I'm going to use this clamp to hold one end up while I screw in the other. All right, there it is. We just have to put the deck on it now. I'm just gonna put this on there and line it up with the marks I made earlier. There we go. Before I go any further, I'm gonna test another one of the boards. There we go, it lines up, so. What I'm going to do now is line this up just like this. And mark it right there. I'm going to go and cut it with my table saw. There it is. Just get that screwed on there and I'll be done. Finally, it only took me all day, right? All right, it's finished. We'll take a better look at it tomorrow. Here it is in the daylight. I really like how it turned out. Looks pretty good. I think I wasn't too happy with the thickness of the deck, so I went and got a couple of pieces more wood to screw these on. I got a couple of rollers because this thing is kind of heavy. I want to mount those on it. When I mount these, I'm going to bring them down just a little bit from where these are mounted at. That way, on the very end, they kind of come down a little bit lower. It's doubled up. That should make it nice and sturdy. Hopefully I won't punch holes in this one. The way I'm going to mount these is I'm going to take this 2x4 and screw it onto this, and then I'm going to screw those wheels on. That way they're anchored mostly into this 2x4 and not so much into this wood. Hopefully that'll keep them from pulling themselves out. Measure and square these wheels up. Mark where you want the holes to be. I hope you guys are as excited as I am about seeing how good this ramp is. Let's get this E-Revo in the air. The final measurements, it is 4 feet long, it's 4 feet wide, it's 2 feet tall. It has a 45-degree angle up here at the top. The wood I used, this was a 2x4 piece of 1/2-inch plywood. These were all 2x4. This was 2x4, but I cut it down. I don't know what exact size. I just cut it to measure it, to cut it to fit. The 2x4s were all 8 foot long, and I cut them down to 47 inches. And I cut them down to 47 inches. That way, this piece is up underneath the ramp and not over here on the side. And 2 little wheels I got from Home Depot. All this stuff I got at Home Depot. All together, I got about $65–70 into it. And that's how I built my 45-degree ramp. It's really cool. It gets the RCs off the ground with no effort at all. It just sends them flying. They float. It feels like you have forever and a day to do whatever you want once you leave the ground. It's going to give me the ability to get some really cool shots. I will be able to do some really cool tricks, I hope. And I have a few ideas of what I want to do with it. But my next ramp is going to be maybe 30 degrees, and it won't be quite as steep, and it will give us much softer landings for our RCs. Last minute update, I ended up making that 30-degree ramp. I built the 30-degree ramp the same way I did a 45-degree ramp, but this is 1.5 feet tall, and as you can see, the final angle is 30 degrees rather than 45. Well guys, it's dinner time for me. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope this video helped you out, and I will see you next time.